5 best and worst draft picks of the Jerry Jones era. Do you want to start with the good or the bad?
There's so many good and so few bad.
Yeah, man. Look at the clouds outside, Kevin. The clouds are glorious. It is gorgeous out there. People are driving their vehicles. They don't want to hear bad.
But don't you want to get the bad out of the way?
Great for golf. Well, here's my thought. If we talk about enough good,
yeah, we won't get to
maybe
it.
we won't have any time for the bad.
Yeah, we only have 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Who are the best 5 draft picks of the Jerry Jones era?
I say his first pick ever, which wasn't even a tough decision because Tom Landry was already going to take Troy Aikman. I have to say, with all the other great players of that time, if you don't get Troy Aikman, you don't get a Super Bowl. So I'm going to go with him being number 1, and I know I'm going to be wrong because Troy Aikman gets farted on by everybody.
You're not going to be wrong, as the Dallas Morning News at least has said Troy Aikman is number 1. Next.
I mean, we just played an Emmitt Smith
just played
highlight.
An Emmitt Smith clip. I mean, the guy has the all-time leading rusher.
So I'm gonna go with Emmitt Smith.
With the 17th pick in the 1990 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Emmitt Smith. That is second on the list.
Okay, so here's the weird thing about Emmitt. Cowboys didn't want Emmitt Smith.
What?
It just so happened that it fell that way. Didn't they want like a Tony Francis or something at linebacker? I can't remember his name, but it ended up falling where like they're at 17, like screw it.
Yeah.
He is the highest guy on our board, and it kind of makes sense. We traded Herschel Walker. Let's go ahead and do it. Would number 3 be
James Francis?
James Francis, thank you. Now, would this is going to be wrong, Corey, because he hasn't had enough time. I do think that Micah Parsons is one of the best drafts under Jerry Jones, but it's too early to do that.
I agree with you. I think he is.
And they didn't want him either.
And yes, and I agree with you that I think it will be by the end of his career. And I mean, just look, he's changed the defense. He changed this whole
from the worst defense it felt like in the NFL. Yeah. I'm sure there were a few worse, to now an above average to really good defense.
And the whole philosophy on what this team was before has changed. Like we've discussed this. He's a culture now.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about Ray Lewis and Ed Reed creating the Baltimore culture. He's created a culture, but I just don't know if it's there yet.
Okay, so is DeMarcus Ware considered a better pick at this point?
I think DeMarcus Ware would be my option, and that is Jerry Jones is going to do his speech for introduce him for the Hall of Fame. So yes.
4th on the list, DeMarcus Ware, the 11th pick in the 2005 NFL Draft. So you guys are 3 for 3. You've got 1, 2, and 4 of the top 5 Cowboys draft picks in the Jerry era.
Witten's going to be a for sure Hall of Famer.
I wouldn't even thought of Witten if you hadn't brought that up. But man, he is a Hall of Famer.
Let me ask you this: is he a better draft pick than Tyron Smith? Oh, wait a second. Number 3. Is it going to be Larry Allen?
Larry Allen.
Number 3 on the list, the 46th pick in the 1994 NFL Draft.
46.
Larry Allen. Well done. Well done.
All right, so now we're down to Witten, Tyron Smith.
Should we go with the fan text, Clint Sterner? Was he even a pick?
I usually don't help you out with that. I would not pick Clint Sterner.
Fine. I think Witten's a good choice. Zach Martin's career is not done yet.
Who do you think's a better pick in your opinion, Tyron Smith or Zach Martin?
Oh wow, that's interesting.
I have thoughts.
Tyron was so raw that like they still had to like kind of guess on the idea of development, and JJ Watt was right there too. I will say Zach Martin. But Tyron was a monster.
Right.
Gosh.
I'm going to bring up another one that I don't think is going to be 5th.
All right.
But Darren Woodson has to be considered. But he gets kind of, because he's not in the Hall of Fame, it makes it a little bit tough.
So your list is Darren Woodson, Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, and Jason Witten. Is that correct?
Those would be my 4.
One of those is 5th.
I'll say Witten.
I'm going to go with Witten too.
And just for the record, I definitely think Zach Martin is the better pick. He was lower drafted and has had the better career.
Okay.
I get maybe not as a marquee of a pitcher.
Would you rather have had him or Aaron Donald? We can go on with the segment. You can think about it if you want to.
I'd probably pick Aaron Donald, but this is the greatest consolation prize that's ever been in sports. Number 5, the 69th pick
Oh,
in the 2003 NFL Draft.
Rocky Chalk J. Top Hop.
What?
High on Rocky Top.
And then you conflated that with Kansas in there?
They're really close to each other.
Not.
It
really.
is. I hope he's joking. It is Jason Witten. So the top 5 picks. So here's going to be my next question once you figure out the other side. Are the top 5 just better, way better than the worst 5, and it makes you feel okay? Like, are the failures...
Do you know who the worst 5 are?
Yes, I've got the worst 5 ready to go.
All right.
I have
So
an
it's
idea.
Jason Witten, 5, then DeMarcus Ware, Larry Allen, Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman. So as bad as these other 5 might be, that 5 is so amazing, I think it cancels it out.
2009. Winner. It's over. They decided to take everybody who couldn't play in the NFL, and they knew they couldn't play in the NFL.
This is specifically focused on individual players.
He probably listens to the show, but I would think Quincy Carter could be on this
That
list.
stinks. He got to the playoffs too. Yeah, I would say that because Jerry was like, I need a quarterback.
Let me throw out another name if you don't want to pick him first. Was it 6th overall, Mo Claiborne? That seems really bad for where you're picking at.
I'm not going to say.
But he wasn't horrible. He just was not good at all for a 6th overall pick. But you pick first.
Who was the like really high first round pick? Shantae Carver?
Yeah.
Shantae Carver's my
96.
guess.
Shantae.
With pick number 23
Shantae.
in the 1994 NFL Draft,
Number 96.
the Dallas Cowboys select Shantae Carver. Yes, he is number 96. Well done.
I used to remember that stuff.
That is one of the worst 5 picks in Jerry Jones' history with the Dallas Cowboys.
Mike.
Taco?
From 972, everybody's saying Taco right now.
I mean, recently, because in the last decade, he's been the only bad first-round pick, right? Well, Bobby Carpenter. No, but he was before the last 10 years. The last 10 years, Taco's been the only miss.
Is that an official guess?
I would say top 5, yeah. Because Watt was right after him. TJ Watt was
28th pick in the 2017 draft, Taco Charlton. And I think the fact that he had no impact on the team or little impact, and then you could have got TJ Watt, that makes it a lock. Yeah. All right, y'all are 2 for 2.
And Taco Bueno gave him money for no reason.
Whoops.
I mean,
where's Taco? Where did he go to college?
His name was Taco. It made sense. Michigan. Oh, what? Did you do that on purpose?
I know. I was just thinking. I couldn't remember where he went to college.
Did you know, Derek, that Taco was going to be a bust?
No, I had no idea. And you guys were talking football. I don't know enough about this.
You couldn't have warned us about Taco back then?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope, I couldn't.
I think Bobby Carpenter's definitely in that mix, mostly because they
Worse
went.
than Mo Claiborne?
Like, what year was that, Kevin? Do you remember what year he was drafted in?
06.
I do, but I cannot answer your
I'm going to guess 05 was DeMarcus Ware and Marcus Spears. Wasn't 06 Bobby Carpenter?
And that's the feeling is like they nailed it with DeMarcus Ware.
Am I right about the years? No.
With the 18th pick in the 2006 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Bobby Carpenter. So Bobby Carpenter, Taco Charlton, and Shantae Carver. You guys are 3 for 3 thus far. There's only 2 left on the board.
God, there were so many other.
He did start, but he was bad, man. Quincy Carter, God bless his soul. I played against him in Team 1 in Cincinnati, Ohio, as a top 100 prospect in baseball. People don't realize that about Quincy Carter. He was a top 100 prospect out of high school for baseball. Was drafted, I think, 3rd round by the Cubs. I want to say Quincy Carter.
I don't know if I have seen the correct answer.
Well, I just saw it pop up on the fan text.
Okay.
I think this because you make mention of him all the time.
This is the one I was
the
gonna be
only reason
sad
I think this.
Goodrich?
No. Oh, that's a good one too. Who did
Lynn Bias?
Troy Aikman want?
Oh, David LaFleur.
That's one of the ones I think.
That's bad. It was bad. He was bad.
With the 22nd pick.
Thanks a lot, Broadus,
in the
LSU.
1997
was
NFL
Broadus?
Draft. He was a first-team All-American.
Oh.
It's David LaFleur.
Man, if you didn't have to catch as a tight end, he wasn't bad.
He never caught a pass for more than 25 yards.
If the requirement was being tall,
yeah,
he was great.
He started 44 games and had more than 200 yards total in a season one time.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't good.
David LaFleur,
All right, that's
Shantae Carver, Bobby Carpenter, and Taco Charlton. And Corey, you're right. Right when I said I didn't think I had seen the right answer, somebody did text in David LaFleur from the 817. Well done to you.
Who has a coin?
What are the options?
I'm going to say Quincy is an option, but he also brought up Dwayne Goodrich.
Wait, I need to flip a coin?
You need to flip a coin.
The problem is
All
those are both second-round picks, but I don't know if they had a first-round pick those years, so it made them.
Pick,
You want Mo Claiborne in the mix too?
I do. I mean, that's a horrible sixth overall.
like
pick.
One of those three is correct.
I'm going with
do I
Mo.
need to flip a coin or
We
do I
did.
need to get a random number generator 1 through 3?
We-
I'm going to
three-sided
pick
coin.
Momo
All right.
just because he was sixth. And then remember he cried. They're like, "Hey, you're not going to start this week," and he's like, "I quit practice." I'm like, you know what? Kick him off the team.
Mo Claiborne.
Is right.
Incorrect.
Yes.
Incorrect.
And
You
you're
should have
saying
gone with
I
some
have
point
to go
selection number
home?
2.
No, you don't get to go home.
I'm gonna go, and this is for one purpose. It ended poorly. I'm gonna go with Goodrich. Come on. That wasn't good.
So, with the 49th pick in the 2000 draft, Dwayne Goodrich was selected. And when you say how it ended, Goodrich was involved in a hit-and-run accident in which two men who were trying to help another motorist on I-35 were killed. Goodrich was sentenced to 12 and a half years for vehicular homicide and failing to stop and render aid.
Yeah,
That is correct.
I do believe he's a speaker now. I do believe that's part of like some of the things that he does now.
Yeah.
He learned from that very terrible situation, and he's trying to become a speaker in that manner.
He was a second-round pick. He started one game and was in 16 games. And then, as you alluded to, the disastrous end to the run.
Like
of
when
it
we
all.
talk about some of the biggest ones and the biggest busts in the NFL and the NBA and all these other sports, isn't there always some sort of tragic off-field moment?
Yeah,
I mean,
it comes up with Len Bias,
Yeah.
obviously.
So like that's kind of where that lays for me.
With a can.